So yeah, we were just talking about the website stuff. So SEO, something you've tried. How did that sort of go for you in terms of?
What, on the website?
Yeah.
Not really sure. Haven't really had much.
you kind of that's one of them things where you speak to a company. It's like, okay, you need a new website, or you need to do SEO, or you need to do Facebook ads, or you need to do buying leads from Bark or Leads.io.
Yeah.
It must be a bit like, okay, well, what do I do then?
Well, you're up against other people as well, aren't you?
Yeah.
You know, so the customer's got a choice of 4 or 5 or whatever. Yeah. Whereas if they're ringing you, then
I think with SEO, like, I don't think it matters how much you spend in a certain. It doesn't matter how much you spend in a certain area. Like, you're not getting to the top. People have got huge budgets.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wouldn't know what someone would spend to be on the first page at the top of the list, but I can imagine it's quite a lot of money.
I think it is, and so you've got like the Google ads. You've got the Google local stuff, which you're just starting as well. Which you've not seen the benefit of yet, because you will. Yeah,
well, that only started last week, I think, didn't it?
Yeah. And you've got like Google AdWords, which boxed primetime boilers. Do you come across them?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're advertising a lot on Google, and they do like from price 1697.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Which we were just talking about that with the Bark stuff.
Yeah.
You just started the aircon. Buying leads from Bark, and they're very similar.
Yeah, very similar. Yeah. But yeah, you win quite a few jobs on them, but like I say, you're up against a lot of people. Yeah. So what it kind of costs you for all the leads and what you make, it's not as profitable as if someone was coming to me.
What's been the biggest thing with what we do, like that's contrast to those sorts of things?
Well, people are ringing me rather than me ringing them amongst 4 or 5 other people, really. Yeah, because naturally you're like instant competition going against all of them. Yeah, of course. 5 companies, 3 companies, whatever. Yeah. What's your experience been with other lead generation, third-party lead gen companies? Pretty similar, really. You might get 1 or 2 out of 10 or something, but I mean, a lot of the time you phone them and someone's gone round within the hour of having their details. I can't do that, I'm at work all day. Yep. So sometimes I'll phone them at the end of the day or during the day. They might have had 2 people round and they've signed on the line before I've got my foot in the door. And you ain't going to get a refund on it, are you? So
it's like hyper competitive in that market.
It is, yeah.
But also you said about the refund, they used to do that. They used to do it where you can refund and it didn't really cause too much of a problem.
I think if you can't get in contact with the customer, they will. Yeah. But if the customer's legit and someone's been round and won the job, you won't get refund for it, no.
One thing that sort of with our product or with our service over time, it tends to get better and better with costs, and you convert more, etc.
Of course.
What would you say to someone considering potentially going for this?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Well, the plan is, as soon as this kind of runs up and down, I probably won't do any third-party lead gens. I want to be in a position where I don't have to. Yeah. I don't want to have to top it up with others because, like I say, you've got competition and it costs a lot more as well. Yeah.
Has it opened your eyes to what's possible with the business growth?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Well, I didn't know you guys kind of existed, to be fair. I literally thought, you pay for your leads, you're getting customers, you're paying for customers' details. Yep. I mean, you can sit at home, wait for the phone to ring, but you're not going to get a call every day, are you? Unless you're spending a lot of money on advertising, everyone knows you, you know what I mean, that kind of thing.
If you just came out, because we were talking about how you started and you literally straight out of school got an apprenticeship. So you've been doing this, how many years?
Well, I'm 34, so it'll be 15 years next year. 15, I've been resitting my gas, which is every 5 years.
So if you started from scratch, you're just in your apprenticeship, you're ready to go off by yourself. Yeah. Would you do anything different, knowing what you know now?
I'd probably spend a bit more on advertising because I didn't do any of that really for the first probably 5-6 years. Yeah. Because my apprenticeship, I then went self-employed and then I subbed off the guy. So I was getting given work, but it was at a subcontract rate, so you're making money, but you're not making as much as if it was your own job, You're
not making a full whack.
No. And you know, say 15 years ago, 10 years ago, I don't think there was as many lead gen sites as there was.
No,
you know, there was social media wasn't as big as it is now.
There's a different style of operating, I guess.
Definitely.
It's very social heavy now. Like everyone's just, you go out for a meal, don't you? And everyone's just like literally glued to the phone.
Yeah. Well, when I started, you know, you'd print your quote off and post it. You'd put a stamp on the envelope, post it. You'd drop your business cards around, and now it's just, I'll send you a link. Do you know what I mean? It's instant.
By the time you got to the post office, someone would have already gone ahead.
That's
the company now, so it is a lot different. And I think so. You would have spent more on advertising. Did you go into like just doing the boiler side of things, or were you doing every
I used to do bathrooms, anything plumbing and heating.
Yep.
Yeah, first fixing bathrooms, done it all. But you need so much kit on the van. You need to spend a lot of time in a house when you're doing a bathroom. If someone rings because the boiler's broke down, needs a new one or needs a repair, if you can't get there within a few days, they've got no heat and hot water, they'll just go with someone else.
Yeah, because they're urgent, they need it.
Oh, of course, yeah. But you don't make as much money on a bathroom, so you think, well, if I just don't do that, you know, you do a boiler one day, it'd probably be, your profit on that would be, say, 3 days probably fitting a bathroom. So
a lot of bathroom companies that we work with kind of, they get capped because they bathrooms can take a while. So
yeah, of course,
from start to finish, they get capped, and it's like they're trying to grow the business, and then they, again, like you just said, they do a bit of boiler stuff and they do a bit of other stuff. So I don't know how you feel about this. I personally feel like if you want to grow the business sort of in the most efficient way, you've got to pick one and just go for it.
Specialise in one thing, one or two things, and I think you're all right. But if you do everything, it's having the time as well.
Yeah,
it is having the time. Committing to a bathroom install that might take 10 days, that you need a plasterer and an electrician. As soon as one lets you down, you know, it's just going to have a knock-on effect.
You could do 10 boilers in 10 days.
Exactly.
Make way more. So knowing what you know now, you do more on advertising. You sort of focus down on that, and then the next phase is sort of having a plan in place to grow the business and know when to hire and what's the main sort of worry about, because it is a scary thing hiring people.
It is. It's having the work, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, at the minute you've got your kind of self to look after. You've got the apprentice to look after, which is fine because they don't cost you an arm and a leg. They're not, you know what I mean? They're not the same money as a fully qualified engineer. But it's just having the work, having the security.
And I get that completely. We went from like 2 people to 8. In a really short space of time. So, and it is having the work, but actually it kind of all fell into place. We're just we broke it down really simple. We do more of what's working, less of what's not.
Of course,
and you're in a good position, like you're in a good area, probably say. I mean, what's the secret from your side to winning work at a good profit margin? Because we went through that. You haven't got a low profit job one for a long time.
No, I think it's believing in what you do. I think it's being good at what you do and letting them know it. You know what I mean? Not in an arrogant way or anything, but you can show pictures, you can show reviews, you know. And I think if you're a likeable person as well, that goes a long way.
Yeah.
You know,
definitely.
Put your shoe covers on and, you know, meet and greet, like, you know. People like it.
Yeah.
And people are buying into you, not just a boiler in the wall. They want the aftercare, you know. They want all that.
What do you say to the person who said, "Oh, can you do it cheaper, or can you?"
Well, if they want it cheaper, they can change products. They could go for a more of a budget boiler, you know. But normally we've got a process that if you want that boiler with smart thermostats, this, that, and the other, it's the price is kind of what it is, you know.
What you said to me, you said the other day or earlier, I think it was, that's the price and that's it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, we're competitive. But we're good at what we do.
Yeah,
you know, we are good, and I think charge.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Stick to your guns.
Of course.
You know, you can't just. I mean, if someone comes to me and says, "I could fit your boiler for £2,500," and then I ask them, "Well, could you do it any cheaper?" If all of a sudden they could knock £300 off the price, it makes you wonder why. Yeah, it's not that price to begin with, you know.
There's also that thing in the industry about, like, I don't know, the saying, it's like pay cheap, pay twice, something like that.
Yeah, of course.
Which, you know, that goes for all walks of life. Whatever you scrimp on, it's...
Yeah.
Pricing's something a lot of clients and people struggle with in this industry. And then
it is, I think you've got to just know what your prices are. You know, talk to your merchants as well. If I mean, I've got a few gas engineers I know, and and I'll tell them what I pay for a Worcester at this place, and they'll tell me what they pay, and it could be £300 different.
Really?
Could be as much as that.
Because that's a lot in this market.
That is a lot. You know, your profit's gone then, isn't it?
Yeah. So speak to
your merchants,
and also other people in the industry.
Yeah, of course.
How they did it.
Yeah, yeah.
What boilers do you fit?
Worcester, Ideal.
Yep.
They're my go-to ones. Yeah. Brilliant boilers. The aftercare, the warranty.
Yep.
Yeah. People cracking boilers
in this industry get super precious sometimes about has to be this brand. We have a client who was Valent, and nothing else. Even if the customer wanted Ideal,
then they wouldn't do it. No.
I never got that. I think moving with the market a little bit is important. You've got two brands there which cover both sides of it. Yeah,
of course. Yeah. Well, being on a credit installer for Ideal, you know, I can give a decent warranty.
Yep.
And you know, I fit them into their products. If a customer come to me and says I want a Baxi or a Valent, that's fine. I'll fit one and I'll price for it.
Yep.
But as soon as I say, well, look, if you go for an Ideal, you've got 12 years parts and labour. You know, the aftercare is brilliant. These are the ones I've fitted, and a lot of the time they sway. You know,
in the first 6 weeks with us, what sort of revenue figure would you say you achieved in 6 weeks?
Well, I think in 6 weeks, I can't remember how many leads I had, but I must have had, I think it was about 5 or 6 installs, wasn't it? I think, which to start with, you know, I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah.
You know.
And is it because it's something you've not had before, like lead flow in the sense of sometimes daily when they're coming in?
Yeah. Well, one weekend I think I had about 5. Yeah. 5 leads come in, which is great, you know, which is great. But not being very social media myself, you know, put me in front of a computer, it's like a foreign language. I'll go out and stick to what I do. So yeah, it was eye-opening.
Yeah,
how it all works, like Facebook's algorithms and all that kind of stuff. It's a different world to me.
It's good. It's obviously that's what we do and what we've been doing for 10 years. So
yeah.
It's nice to know that we can have that effect, and it does, and it works, and we can open people's eyes to what's possible.
Yeah.
And you're just starting out with us on this journey, so it's like I'll talk to you about that actually. I firmly believe, like with client relationships.
Yeah.
It's not just like you go ahead, we do everything with the marketing and hope, and great. That's press a button, and let's go. It's very much two-way. We're sort of on your team, if you like.
Yeah, of course.
You're in the business. You're making decisions. You're almost telling us what you want to do.
Yeah.
With the aircon and stuff, and adding that in, and we're just helping facilitate that growth.
Yeah.
But the communication side is important. You know, we struggle if we can't communicate with clients.
Well, yeah, if you haven't got the feedback, you don't know what works, do you? You know, and you can't change anything. If it's all right just getting a load of leads through, but if they're coming from a place that none of them generate a sale, do you know what I mean? You know, you've got to get it right. So yeah.